This is Groundeffected. My name is your dad, and this video has been brought to you by Tanuki figures. I will tell you a little bit more about them later on in the video. In case you were wondering what this thing in front of me is, it is a 3D printed base for the model that I'm going to be making in this video. This model was 3D printed in resin and then subsequently spray painted with a primer which is of a black variety. Now I'm going to start painting this model and try to explain to you how I paint this model to look like the end result. And that is going to start out with a dry brush. This brush is only able to be found in your wife's makeup set. Now don't tell her that I told you this, but she has the best dry brushes. She's hiding them from you. Anyway, once you've got over that and you are now healed from all the wounds that you will receive after taking that dry brush, and you've dry brushed the first layer of coats over your base, you're going to want to make some of those recesses a little bit darker. And I did that by adding a oil wash. This is a panel line wash, but my bottle has been replaced with oil wash because I am cheap like that. The next steps on this particular model is going to be setting up the suit that this man is wearing. This man is wearing a very nice one-piece denim outfit, and now to make denim outfit, I feel like the best way of doing that is by starting out with black and giving it a blue overcoat. This is over everything just to tint things blue and put the light source looking like it's blue. When you put that aside to dry, you're probably going to work on something else, and for me that was putting a zenithal highlight over the skin parts of the body. The next step on the suit though is going to be dry brushing a little bit of lighter blues all over the place. This is going to pick out all the lovely details and textures that are sculpted on this model from Tanuki Figures. Of course, Tanuki Figures is a Patreon where you can receive 3D printed models, the files for those 3D printed models, and print them yourself. Or you can use services to help you print those things, myself included. You need to message me if you are interested in those services. However, we are getting off topic. Before I forget to tell you how to finish off the denim, what you need to do is take Drakenhof Nightshade and spray that from all the shadowed areas, as well as following some of the suit lines. This is going to help just trick your mind into thinking that this is a denim suit. It's also going to hide some of the unsightly dry brushing that you're probably going to inevitably end up doing. Now, to start on the rest of the stuff on the base, every single character needs some supporting figures, and the supporting figures on this base is a box of spray paint. I'm not 100% sure why. But it is in fact this, and in order to paint that, I'm going to spray it with a light brown, and I'm going to try and play with some of the browns a bit by just adding white into them in order to make it a little bit desaturated. Box color is a weird color, and it's kind of hard to explain what that color is. And while I was waffling, you may have noticed that I masked up this body using a little bit of cling film and some tape strategically placed in order to paint black back over the skin tone and then a white zenithal in order to take it to the same space that the other skin tones are going to be starting from. Now, to start off with the skin tones, I'm going to be spraying. I have absolutely no idea. I'm not gonna lie, painting a skin tone on female figures is way easier because I have created some weird technique with pinkle and some reds and some. It's not the same for male characters. I'm gonna just put this out there. It is not the same for male characters, and this is because I don't know why. I think because if you make them too pink, they look too soft. Especially a big burly man like this shouldn't have lovely pale pink skin. It probably would have a little bit of a harsher look to it. So in order to create this effect, I'm just going to layer as many colors as I can. And I'll also explain something else to you. There is a part inside of the suit. This is where his neck section area is, and realistically I need to make sure that the darkest areas are painted first, because if I try to come back and paint those later, it might be really difficult to get into. So I'm gonna spray some of the darker colors into those crevasses before I even think about painting any of the highlights, and this is why I went back on top of the skin tones again. But what you can see is essentially what is the be all and end all of this skin tone is mostly browns as my shadows, videos, I am using the orcish domus to try and tint that brown a little bit pinkish, because there is gonna still be pink in the skins, but not as much. The highlights are much the same as every other skin tones that I've done. I'm just gonna use a really light skin color and highlight that strategically as if the sun was glistening off of his skin tones. I also figured that while I was doing this, it ended up being a little bit too desaturated and a little bit white looking, so I came back with a slightly yellower skin tone. And when I had done that, that meant that it took away some of the pink in the undertones of the skin tone again. So skin tones really is just a juggle of layer by layer by layer, just making sure that you're getting the correct depth in the skin tone as well as all the tones that you need. And the next step for this particular model, and again because he's a male model, I'm going to take ROXY Flesh Shade and I'm going to spray that into the crevasses and around the shapes of the muscles. I'm very carefully using my airbrush on a very low air pressure, and I'm following the shapes of the muscles. This just helps to define everything and make those muscles look extra muscly. Now it's time to start a party with the deck tan, and that is because we're going to take deck tan and paint that over every single little bit of piece of outfit on this man that is supposed to be white. Deck tan is not white. But it's a very good color for coverage. It did take me 2 layers, but only 2 layers as opposed to 47,000 with any other white form of white. The next step is that he is wearing a green vest thing underneath of this outfit, and so I needed to paint that with an army looking kind of green. I'm also going to take this Griff Charger Grey, which is a contrast paint, and I'm going to spray that haphazardly into the all the shadowed areas of this white area, and it doesn't matter if this overflows because it's almost a bluish color, so you won't really notice it on everything else. The next step is to take then some silver and paint all of the zips, only to realize that not all of the zips are silver. In fact, I think all of them are supposed to be a golden color, but we won't talk about that. Also, what I did do on this model was I made some decals. This is easy to do. All you need to do is buy the water slide decal paper for whatever printer you have at home. And I'm talking about the piece of paper printer that you put paper in and print stuff out of, the picture printer. Whenever you buy this stuff though, what you need to make sure is that you get the one for inkjet or laser, depending on what printer you have. And also a very good tip for using this stuff is to make sure to use something like a decal set, because as you can see, this is helping me to conform these really square and circular shapes to bendy parts on the model. This is a very difficult thing to do, but decal set will help you to do this and not pull your hair out. Now it is time for me to start working on some more of the details that I need to do with the brush, and that's going to be this cool little name patch. Because in case you didn't know, his name is Guile. You would never know unless it was written across his chest, and so I painted that with red. Luckily the red that I used is quite a coverable red, meaning I only needed to do 1 layer. The strap on his watch I painted with Cygor Brown, which is a contrast paint. It is also one of the contrast paints that is quite a good coverable color, and then I moved on swiftly to painting the little spray cans that are inside of the boxes upon this base. Those cans I painted with a black, and while they dried I took a dark wash, which I think was Agrax Earthshade, and I painted that around the little torn off bits of the cardboard on the boxes. I then set about painting the colors on the tops of these spray cans. What you may notice is I painted deck tan first before I put these colors down. This helps to make sure that the colors are nice and vibrant. And seeing as well the top part of this body is done, I might as well start working on the jean pant of this model, and that is going to require me painting that gold, which is actually bronze, and this is from Pro Acryl. I'm going to paint that into all of the zippers on the lower part of this body. I also realized at this point that there is some form of a line across the base, and so I'm going to mask that off and spray that with a simple white ink just to get a simple line across this base. Now to work on these fancy shoes that this man is wearing, I'm going to spray them at first white to get them a little bit lighter, and then spray Orc Flesh, which is a contrast paint, again over the top of them to paint the green that is the main color of green on these shoes. I'm then going to take Sagor Brown and paint the dark patches on the sides of the shoes. This is easy to keep it right within the lines, and then coming back, I can come back with a red leather and paint up to that line, making sure everything looks neat and tidy this way. If I did it any other way, it may have been a little bit untidy. But we will never know this because I didn't do it the other way. So, of course, there is a little bit of redness that is on the top of the shoe, the tongue of the shoe, and I tried to do this with a wash, but it was not acceptable enough. I will come back and fix this later. I also then, at first, started off with a ROXY flesh shade for the shades of all the colors on the shoes, and this just didn't give me the right look. That's why I ended up using Agrax Earthshade over the top of it, and as you can see, that Agrax Earthshade has some form of a sort of shiny look to it, which helps to sell the leather effect on the shoes. I then came back with red leather, I mixed that with a little bit of the red wash that I used previously, and I painted that on the tongue. Now, using a sandwich, I'm going to be painting the hair of Guile, and the hair is some sort of a sandy color. I feel like this is quite a desaturated color, so I went with what I thought would work, and this is basically sand but with a lot of white in it. Essentially, I painted his eyebrows as well as his awesome goatee in the same color. I then came back with a little bit of ROXY flesh shade and I shaped his lips, because you can't use Magos purple. You probably could, I don't know. I didn't try it, but this is what I did. I then took Skeleton Horde to spray from the bottom. My airbrush is on a low pressure at this point. This helps me to direct the paint where I need it without overspraying too much. But again, the overspray wouldn't really ruin the skin tones. Next step is to dry brush some of the high spots on the hair, and this makes it stand out nice and bright. I'm then going to paint the eyes, and for this guy I'm going to use a dark brown to shape the inside of his eyes before taking this really light highlight skin color from the Nocturna series, which you cannot get anyway, and I'm going to paint that into the sclera of his eyes. That is the word for the whites of your eyes, in case you didn't know. And once I've done that, I am going to skip to something different because I had a bit of an ADHD moment, and this is where I printed a face for a watch on a piece of sticker sheet, and I put that in and painted gloss clear over the top of that. I then got back to the schedule at hand and painted the pupils of his eyes. These are quite a bright blue, so I started with a dark blue first, and after I'd done the dark blue I took a light blue and I painted that into the center of that dark blue, which then gives you a look like a dark blue with a ring on the outside of a light blue. I then took black and I painted the pupils, as well as taking white I added a little highlight to the corner of that in a specular fashion. After I was done with that, I stuck the head onto this model, and that's where I called Guile done. Before I say thank you for watching my video, because obviously it is the end of the video now and I need to say thank you. Before I do that though, I want to say that Tanuki Figures is giving a 50% discount away for this model. If you want to buy this model specifically, that is an amazing thing, and I want to thank them very much for that, as well as thank them for sponsoring this video. And you guys should definitely check them out, because for companies like this to sponsor us, these are small companies, sometimes owned by 1 or 2 people, which means that to sponsor a video, they're going out of their pocket to make sure that you can see their models, and I really appreciate them for sponsoring the video, and you should go and support them because they're obviously good people. Now, the next step is for me to say thank you for watching my video, and also thank you to my Patreons for keeping the lights blind in my eyeballs. Yes, you couldn't really see my eyeballs being blinded this time, but that is because it's been a very busy week. Let's not talk too much about that, but let me just say, if you didn't find any inspiration in this video or anything that could help you with your future endeavors in the model making sphere, then I don't know what to do for you, and it's probably at this point that you might want to just fuck off.